Hi everyone, so today I have this new set from Diamond Press. It is the Diamond Press Confetti Launcher Card Kit. Diamond Press did send these items free of charge from our review, and all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're to purchase items to those links. This is currently available on HSN. It's going to be something that will be, it's already available actually, but hopefully it'll be featured tonight on the March craft shows, the ones that they're doing on Tuesdays, which I believe start at 7 p.m. Eastern, 2-hour shows, 7 to 9. And so this should be one of the items that's featured there. So let's check it out. Anything else that I'll have links for that are available there on HSN for Diamond Press, I'll have the links for those things too. But for right now, we're going to focus on this fun set. So I saw in the when Beth Kingston did this sneak peek kind of preview at the beginning of March, what this is about. I don't think she had a sample. I think she just had the dies and things. So let's check this out. So essentially it's a little card that you're going to open up and it's going to put out some confetti real cute like. So let's put that together today. So I'll focus on the mechanism. Now sometimes I focus so much on creating the actual mechanism of something that maybe the embellishing of it is a little bit lacking, but hopefully today we'll put it all together, okay? So let's see. So we have our marquee cutting folder, larger cutting folder. Having said that, you can put these dies in any machine that will accommodate a die this size. Any thin metal die cutting machine will cut any company's thin metal dies. They're all interchangeable. The only difference is if you have like a steel roll die, like those really thick ones, then you need a certain machine for that. But thin metal dies, any machine that'll cut thin metal dies will do. So let me quickly show you, let me see, the stamps. I'm trying to see if there's a blank one. No. Maybe I'll turn this over. All right. So the stamps, really nice size stamps. So again, you can use this on a card without doing the launcher thing if you want to use these sentiments. This is like almost 4 inches wide. I'd say about 3.5 inches, just over 2 inches. Toast to the happy couple, or a toast to the happy couple. It's your birthday, way to go. I love you, congrats, hooray. Lots of cute little stamps, which I used something like this on the explosion box that Diamond Press had bought to their site. So cute. It just adds a little, like, just a few little stamps and a little bit of color. It just adds a lot of detail. Really cute. Yay. We have welcome baby. This calls for confetti. That's so cute. Let's celebrate. We love you. Surprise. Open. And then we have all the little like different confetti and little things we can stamp. It does come with some like little silicone rubber bands that we will need in just a bit. I'll show you the dies and then we'll look at the instructions real quickly. I've been holding on to this set for a little while and I'm glad that the day is here that we can check it out. So I see the different dies. This one is like a circle that has like maybe score marks. Maybe, yeah, it looks like score marks in there. These pieces will all make sense in just a minute once we start working with it. This one has like a arrow kind of feel to it, but here is a little arrow or pull tab. The base of it that has like slits in here I can see. And then the pieces that we can use to make confetti. And if you're familiar with some of like Diamond Press's shaker kits, they usually come with like a confetti die. So this one makes hearts a little bit larger and a little bit smaller. We have the little like circles, some large and some small. The stars, again, smaller ones, larger ones. These look like just like little bits, like little like sprinkles kind of look. So bigger ones and smaller ones. And then the squares, again, larger ones and smaller ones. And this is part of the mechanism. I'm assuming this is going to be like the outer larger part, but we'll see. And then this part here, that is the portion that you're going to be pulling, it looks like. So we will definitely look at our instructions here. We have 2 sheets of full color instructions that are always so nice. And they're very careful to explain what they're what the steps are. So I really, really like the Diamond Press instructions. You know, to begin with, I always talk about cutting your pieces, so we'll talk about that in a minute. And then the assembly, it has 10 steps. 10, of course, is to decorate it, so that's, you know, a given. So we have about 9 steps for the actual mechanism and things like that. Oh, that is so cute. I'm just kind of looking over this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is grab some papers and we'll get started. Okay, so I've chosen some colors. I'll use the white for the base, the surprise tear strip as they call it. So this one here, I'm going to cut out of this, and I am going to sandwich this confetti launcher itself inside the card. We'll talk about that in a minute, but so I'm going to trim this down and cut this out, of course, in the marquee, just run it through. And then the launcher itself, I'm going to use this really bright pink. It looks like a coral, but it's super bright. Of this one from this piece. And it tells you right there in the instructions, you know, one of the launcher, one of the surprise tear strip, one launcher base. So again, I'll cut down my paper, run this through the marquee. And then we have this guy. And I'm going to run this guy through the purple. I'm not going to make the confetti yet, just because I'm doing the tutorial. I don't want to quite have the confetti sitting here in case I end up spilling it or something silly. So I'm just going to cut that from there. And the other thing we can use right now is if you want to make a little arrow just for decoration. Also the little confetti tray, which I am also going to cut out from white paper. So this one right here, we just need one of those, is this guy. And I'm going to cut this out again also from the white paper. It is a heavyweight cardstock. These are not heavyweight cardstock. I always like to use heavier weights, but on this paper it's just some really basic stuff. But the white cardstock is a little bit heavier base cardstock. When I have those pieces cut, I'll be right back. I have my pieces cut. I do want to do something just for demonstration purposes, since I am using plain cardstock. Some of these things you definitely need to know what the front and the back are. So like this one's fine, but on this piece that we're going to start using in step number 2 after we've cut our pieces, I do want to make very clear this is the front and the back. So what I'm going to do with this one is maybe just take some ink. This is going to be tone on tone. And just add some little confetti or these little star ones, something, just so that it can be very clear. This is the front of my paper because we're going to be doing a lot of front and back and things. So I think it'll just be cute too, just to add a little something here. So I'm going to just stamp all over this, and I'll be back. Okay, so right now we're not going to use these 2 pieces. We're on step number 2. We are going to use both of these, but I'm just going to line this just the way it is on the instructions, so when you get it at home, you'll see just like this. And it says just to fold these guys back. So very simply, we're just going to put these back and glue them down. So that kind of reinforces this area with some double thickness there. So I'm just going to turn this over. So this is the front side that's the die was pressed into really nicely. And now all I'm going to do is glue these pieces down on either side here. So again, I'm just going to hold those down and then put the same thing on this side, glue, 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 and hold them down, okay? And I'll be right back. I think this is ready. Again, we're on the back side. So let me get this guy out. And this is the front with the 2 little slits down at the bottom. And it says to just, basically we're going to turn this. And we're just going to insert this piece into this first slot here. As you can see, there's a larger section and then there's like little thin slots next to it. But we're going to put it right in here. And it just kind of nestles in there. Okay, now we're going to turn it over to step 3. And so what I'm going to do is take this whole piece and turn it over. So now we have the back and the front of the strip, right? The nice sides facing us, because that's how we put it together. It says to adhere tab on back of launcher base as shown. So basically, we're just going to bring this forward so we can put some glue on it. And then we're going to glue that down. I'm just going to make sure it's pretty much in the center, I suppose. That's where it needs to be. And just trying to make sure it's a little bit straighter than there. That looks good. Hope you can kind of see there. I'm going to let that set up, and I'm going to read about this. So what we're going to do is interlock 2 rubber bands and then insert launcher through 1 rubber band and secure rubber band in place through the circle openings as in the launcher as shown. So I'll do that as soon as this is set up. Okay, I think we're ready. We're going to grab 2 rubber bands and is to intertwine them. So this is kind of like what we used to do with these kind of things when we were kids. So basically, you want to take... Okay, I'm trying to do this very clearly. I don't know how clearly you can see it. Maybe just getting a little bit closer, maybe with this back in the background. So they are clear, but basically what you're doing is you're going to pull, see how I have them laying over each other? I'm going to pull this one through here, and then grab this one and pull it through here so that they're intertwined. I hope that you're just basically crossing them, right? Just in one area. Okay, and it says to take, I'm going to give them a little bit of a stretch, to be honest. They're a little tight feeling. Okay, that way they're a little more relaxed. And so we're still on step 3 here. So what we're going to do is turn it over just so I can see it, just so it looks exactly like this, so we don't get confused. So turn it over. And we're going to take one side of this and bring it up through here. I probably don't need to put my fingers in the way because that's just adding to the thickness there. So I'm just shimmying this up all the way up, not in there, past that. We want to get this up into this area here. So I don't know if you can see, there's like little slits on the side, so that's where your rubber band is going to want to sit into. So once we get here, it'll just nestle in there, right in there. Okay. It's not having anything to do with this card. It's just nestled on this strip. Okay. Now, step 4 says to insert the launcher through the second rubber band, which, you know, we tied them together, so they're talking about this extra one here. So basically, we're just going to bring this and kind of bring this up here. I want to do this carefully. And catch it in that second opening right there. What's nice is that there's a little bit of a chad there, so it's easy to slip it in there without the first one having gotten in there. So now you see it's kind of holding it like this. Now this little piece, we're just going to slip it through that opening. Okay? And that's basically what they're showing here. Step B, I suppose. And now we're going to turn it over. And it says to apply glue here. I'm going to go ahead and score it just to have that score line. That is probably the trickiest part, guys, but it was not tricky at all. And then we're going to glue that down. And it says the confetti will be flung in this direction. And it's hard to see that. Okay, I'm going to wait for this to set up before we move on to step 5. Actually, while I let that set up, I'll just put some weight on it. I like to do things like that. Okay, I'm going to take this guy, and I can back up just a little bit. And you can decorate this or do whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to do that. It does say it's optional, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let me get this. Again, this is step 5. And we have... I'll do it just like they have it on there. Hooray. Oopsie. Let's use that same color I was using earlier. Stamp that on there. And then on this other side, I'm going to use black ink, and then I'll just come in with some either watercolor-based markers or alcoholic markers, it doesn't matter. And then just kind of color that in. Color in the little stars, just to give it a little color, and maybe even the other parts. But I'll be right back. I'm just going to color that in. So I have my little piece here. I just colored it in a little bit here and there. Yeah, so all we're going to do now on this one is, if you don't want to stamp it, you don't have to. That's optional. But we're going to fold these little pieces up towards us. And that's what's exactly there on 5B. So we're on step 5 right now. Fold up towards you, long scored lines. Apply adhesive to the launcher as shown, and then you adhere this to this. So again, the right side is facing up towards me. Come down here a little bit. In this area right here, we're going to put our glue. And I'm getting it right towards the edges, but not too much. And it looks like It says align here, as you can see, right under this piece here. So covering like half that little, half of the circle, the little hole. And I'm just gonna hold this down again until it sets up, okay? And then we'll be on step 6. You know, I'm gonna put this to the side and just leave a little something on top of that just to hold that down so that the glue stays. Okay. So in step 6, it says to go ahead and embellish the front of the surprise tear strip. So I'm going to go ahead and take a second to do that. We have this. If you want to do all your stamping at the beginning, of course, I'm just kind of going step by step so you can have an idea. I'm going to do the Let's Celebrate. And again, I'm just going to ink that up with some hybrid ink. Again, what's nice about hybrid ink is that you can use it with water-based markers, watercolors, whatever you want to use. Alcohol ink markers, doesn't matter. It all will work. And I'm just eyeballing this, but however you'd like to get that on there. I'm going to put Let's Celebrate right there. Cute. Okay, I'm going to take a minute to color this in, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so also if you wanted to do the little tab that has the open, you can definitely cut that out and use your stamps to do that. I'm going to leave that for now, but I'm just going to continue on with step 6, which we just finished coloring in. And then it just says to apply adhesive to back of top tabs, so on the back though. So as you can see, we're going to turn this over. We're going to apply adhesive. Actually, before we do that, we are going to score this. It does say to be careful not to tear this open as you're working with it, of course. So I'm going to be very careful to fold that back. Okay, just to give it a score there. You know, I'll do them all. It says along all score lines, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just have it ready. And I can feel them. They're scored really well. There's a little tiny score line right here too on either side, so let's go ahead and do that. Just to have that ready. Everything's scored up. Okay, now I'm turning it over. Like it says on the back, we're going to put some glue here. We're going to orient this a little bit differently in just a minute, but so there's that. A little glue. I'm going to turn it just like this, just so it looks the same as the image in case you're following along with your set. And we're going to take our little contraption here, and we're going to glue, it says the front. So see how it's the front side is facing us, the back side of this is facing us, and glue this here. So I'm going to go right up to the line there. I don't want to get into the score line, but as close as I can to it so it still does its thing comfortably. That's probably good. So I'm just below the score line. Yeah, I think that'll be great. Okay. And so now I need to have my confetti. So the other thing is, it says optional is to weave a gift card into the slits at the launcher here. So what I want you to see here, see this yellow? That has nothing to do with, you know, this contraption here. It's just if you had a gift card, you would just put it in here and let it come out the bottom a little bit, right? So just tuck it in there. That's all it's showing. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side for now because we need to make some confetti. So I am just going to take the confetti die and maybe some of the pink and purple papers that I have left from cutting that base. And since I've been using stars, I'll continue using stars. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to run it through. Well, maybe I'll do some of these too. Just have a different shape in here. Let's do purple and pinks, and I'm just going to run these through. What happens is, how I like to do these is, and I've shown before in other videos, like I might even just put it on here. Let me get some of this paper. let's say I have this little piece of paper here. I just took a piece off. I like to run them through. You can run a couple sets at a time. I'm just doing one to show you here, but if you want to get it done a little quicker, you can run a couple different sets here. And then I try to collect them on like a scrap piece of paper or somewhere like that. That way it makes it easy for me to pour them in. So like whatever comes out of here, I'll just collect them on a piece of paper like this. And then that way I can just pour them into the area that I need them to be at. So I will run through a couple more and I'll be right back. Okay, take a little sip of coffee here. I'm gonna bring this back. And basically it's telling you to put your little confetti in here, right? So I'm just going to hold this up. I basically did a full sheet of the stars, a full sheet of the sprinkles or like those kind of things, and then half a little thing of the dots because I don't know how much we need to put in. So I figure that's a good place to start. That's a good amount, I think. You can probably pack it in a little bit more if you really wanted to. Okay, so let's pretend your card is in here. If you had a gift card, it'd be in there. However, now this part right here, this is basically step D, to fill the confetti tray with cardstock confetti, and then fold down side of confetti tray to hold confetti in place. So just like these little guys. But we're also going to move this up, and hopefully you see what I'm doing. And it's really nice and tight because of the rubber band that's in there. So I'm gonna move this up like this. I already feel like it wants to lunch. So we're gonna hold it down. This is good. So that's what I did here. So as you can see, I moved it forward. Okay, I'm holding on to it just with my hand. Step 8 just says to fold surprise tear strip along scored line, sandwiching confetti launcher in the middle. Pick up the assembled surprise tear strip while holding and applying pressure so you can turn it over, and then apply adhesive to the tabs, right? So we need to glue all this down here. So I'm gonna turn this up on here. Try to make sure that's all there. Okay, keeping that down because it definitely wants to do its thing. All right, I'm holding it down. We're gonna flip it over. Trying to keep our confetti in place. Okay, and now on this side, step 8 just says to put your glue here. A little bit on those little tabs. And this long side, but I'm gonna do it on one side first before I get to that long side because my hand's in the way. Look how nice it closes up right there. Like that junction is really nice there. So I'm just gonna hold this down just like this. And of course I'm using a wet glue. And so it's gonna take me a second to hold on to that, but I'll do the same thing on this side. I already put the glue here. Put some glue down the strip and hold that down, okay? And I'll be back. So as I hold this down, I'm looking at the next steps. This is it, you guys. You made this little pouch. It's super cute. I can feel that in there. So step 9 would be to put it on the front of your card if that's where you want it to be. It is going to tear. So if you want, what I'm going to do is decorate the front of the card more like this in sample 10. It says, you can put the launcher on the inside. That way the outside of your card stays looking like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just really quickly grab some paper. I'll stamp one of the sentiments and color it in just like we've been doing. Have it ready to go. And then on the inside, we're going to put our confetti launcher. So I'm just holding on to it for right now. So I'm going to cut a card base that's a standard A2 size, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, so what I did was I went ahead and stamped the way to go, colored it in, and I used the decal edge set that is available on mydiamondpress.com. So I'll show you what I did with that, just to add a little something in the background. And I had the marquee sitting on this just as it dried, just to make sure everything was good to go there. And so I have my card base, like I said, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I normally would bone fold that, but here we go. And I'll put this to the side for a second. I'm leaving it just the way it is right now. And I'm going to stack this up on here. So I'm just going to adhere those, and I'm going to stick one also on the inside. So I'm just going to glue those down, on the inside of the card. And I'll be right back. Okay. So there's our front. Of course, you can stamp and color and lots of cute things all around here, but I'm just going to go with this for today. And we open it up, we have this guy here. And this is still laying down like I had it. And so on step 9, again, you can just put the glue and stick it to your card front. I'm going to put it on the inside of the card. I'm also going to take pictures before I use it because it's basically going to tear open. So I'm going to do all that. But for right now, what it's showing is to go ahead and put glue in all these little yellow areas, and not on, let's say you had a gift card here or whatever. I'm just not going to put it here. But you want to put your glue all in this area. So I'm going to do just that. And I always recommend, did I say recommend using a wet glue on anything that has to do with movement or, you know, a box. I don't know, it just holds up nicer in my opinion, but I'm putting glue basically everywhere that they showed there. And let me go ahead and glue that down. I'm trying to keep the confetti tucked in there. There we go. This is going to be funny. Okay, sorry, I was just kind of looking at it. I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little tab that says open, just so you have that. So again, just from, you know, maybe another scrap from the pink or purple paper, and stamp the word open, and go ahead and cut it out with one of the dies, and I'll be right back. Okay, my little piece here, I just stamped it and then just put the die over it. I'm going to glue that right here. I feel giddy to open this. My legs feel nervous because I'm like, where's it gonna go? We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna take pictures, like I said, before I finish this up completely. Sorry, I was just gonna put that on there. I'm gonna get some pictures. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so let me clear this area out here. This is gonna be really cute. All right, so have our little card. We're gonna open it up. Oh, and then your recipient's like, what's this? So it says open. Okay. I don't even know if that was slow enough for you guys to watch it or to catch it. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm going to I'm gonna take my camera off of here. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. As much as I can. So I have that here. I know it's gonna look funky because of the direction of the camera, and it's on me too, but I'm gonna make you guys get dizzy if you see I have a little confetti over here in all my sleeves. All right, let me reset this. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so that is it. That was really fun. You know, I had the anticipation because I knew what I was gonna do. So I just was like, but so cute. Oh, I hope it caught on camera. I mean, how fast that was fast. I'm gonna have to see in editing how quickly that jumped out, but really funny. And then I have a cardigan on, and I had my little pocket had a little confetti in it. So there it is. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending this for my review. You know, like I said, the trickiest part is getting that little rubber band together and then on there, but that's not difficult at all. Like I said, train the rubber band a little bit. And once you run out of those same rubber bands, I mean, I have tons from that whole craze of making those rubber band bracelets, like literally thousands of them. So they're very easy to find if you need more refills of those guys. Yeah, so if you have any questions, leave them there in the comments, and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. Again, keep an eye out for the shows tonight, 7 to 9, and this is currently available right now. If anything else becomes available, I'll update the links in the description box as they become available. But this is really sweet. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.